All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Elite Talk Show. I am your host, and I'm on the wrong side, so let me fix that. It's too weird. All right, so I'm your host.
In typical fashion, I am on the bottom.
Isn't that how you like it, though?
Facts.
All right, I am your host out of Syracuse, New York, Sarah Visick.
DFC Grizzle, your excuse me to trivia champion, reigning, defending.
By the way,
fuck's sakes.
Go ahead.
And I am Bryan Bella on the bottom.
So I've lined up, at least in my mind, the next two trivia shows. One will probably be the last weekend in May, not November, not that far ahead. I'll probably do another ladder match trivia show, and then we'll do Excuse Me 3 sometime next month. So you get to be reigning defending champion again for another month.
It feels good to be if I don't have any challengers, it's like, there's no one to I'll just hold on to this belt until someone's ready to step up to the challenge.
Well, ladder match will open up to see, who's available. Or maybe I'll do a different show. We'll see. I have a tag team kind of trivia show I'm waiting to debut. Maybe we'll debut that one last week of this month.
Hey, I don't want anyone saying that I'm a champion that won't defend their belt. So
that's on me. That's all me.
I know I'm just yeah, it is on you.
It's all right though. It's all right. All right, so we'll kick off the show here. First off, AEW is reportedly in talks with Andrade for signing a deal. He has laid out a challenge to Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega Championship. Nothing's been made official with that yet. We could see that on AEW, but I know there is talks with him for signing a contract, but it's not reported how those talks are going.
You know where I would love to see Andrade at is New Japan.
I was going to say AAA.
That too, but I feel like that's kind of a given.
I mean, I don't think you'd see him go to AAA since he was in CMLL, because I don't think they like each other. But maybe. I mean, maybe he's willing to. I think like if you do that, you're definitely crossing some kind of a boundary. But he is trying to have a match at Triple Mania, so maybe he was just talking shit.
Yeah, we'll see. If he does go to AEW, obviously one opponent he'll probably face is Kenny Omega. Do you have any other thoughts of who you'd like to see him face?
I have to see what his own style is. One of the problems with when wrestlers go to WWE, a lot of times their matches are very scripted, right? I mean, that's no secret. And they take a certain amount of creativity away from the match that the wrestlers generally had because they want to do certain spots, et cetera, et cetera. So I kind of feel like I need to see what he's capable outside of other people's influence in order to come up with that kind of decision.
I mean, I always want to see anybody wrestle Hangman. I mean, that'd be awesome. I always want to see more of Evil Uno. So I would I think Andrade versus Evil Uno would be a really weird match, and I would think that would be cool.
And Evil Uno has one of the best finishers, so I'm for it.
He's so different than everyone else, and I'm not sure how many people recognize it for like how. I mean, his moveset is completely different from anyone else's. It's very interesting. He's got a really cool style.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one that didn't realize he was actually Canadian until like about a couple of weeks ago?
Who, Andrade?
No, Evil Uno.
I guess I've never thought about him being a possible Canadian. I'm totally cool with it. He is evil.
It was him and Stu Grayson. They were on a podcast together, and when you hear the two of them talk, you can tell. And they mentioned having, not being able to get across the border once the pandemic started. I'm like, oh, okay, that's news to me.
Now, Stu Grayson is French Canadian, and that totally
Yeah.
makes sense, with his accent and the way he talks. If you watch a little bit of BT recently, it really comes out.
So that makes me wonder how Evil Uno is. Like, he's Canadian. Like, what? Does he bump into somebody and not apologize? If we're going with stereotypes, I guess.
Of course. All right, so some shaky, I guess, news from behind the scenes. It's being reported by PW Torch podcast, and someone went on Jim Cornette's podcast reporting dysfunction between the AEW executive vice presidents, the EVPs, mainly between Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks.
I have a lot to say about this, but I first want to say that right before we hit record, we did find out that New Jack had passed away. So this is fresh news to us. We are going to talk about that here in a little bit. We're just getting through the AEW stuff first. That being said, they've kind of I think somebody has released a statement saying that it's not real and et cetera, and they're just letting all the rumors and the hype go or something like that. So I guess they're trying to semi-squash it. It's going to be an interesting BT for this week, that's for sure. It's interesting if it is. I hope that they squish the beef and keep everything as it has been, because it's been great.
About 10 years down the road, we'll find out, someone's going to write a book about the beginnings, and we'll find out for sure.
I hope it's not true, but I also see that it could be very possible. There's a lot of ego there, and I'm not saying like it's a bad thing that they have ego, but there's a lot of I know better kind of type of mentality, and I think if you get to that position, you kind of have to. So it'll be super interesting to see how it goes. I really hope it doesn't affect the product if this is actually based on true story, but it's also to be expected.
Maybe it's kind of way Tony Khan took over all the booking just to kind of squash all the egos.
Yeah, I think Tony does though. I could be wrong.
I think Tony has final say on everything now.
It does feel like something strange is going on kind of with them, because everything's always kind of seemed really great until now. Obviously it's like not everything's going to be all happiness and rainbows forever with a new promotion or anything, but you can tell certain things are like there's a strange energy around. So I hope it's not true, and I hope it's just me being paranoid.
In more sad news, it's being reported today AEW will be preempted in parts of June due to the NBA playoffs. It looks like they'll be on Friday nights, May 26th, which should be on May 28th. In June, you're looking at the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd. Those Wednesdays AEW will not be on and will be on a different day.
That's kind of sad, but, it is what it is.
I mean, we kind of expected it.
I'm actually kind of hoping it's on Fridays to see kind of like the ratings war between SmackDown and AEW. Yeah,
that'd be interesting to see for sure.
I try to look at it in a positive way that another league has to bring their championship into Dynamite's, time slot in order to be shown to more people. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know. I like basketball, so it doesn't bother me as much. And I think they get twice as many commercials so that everyone knows that, this is why the game isn't on. So at least they're going to be talking about them a lot.
You got to do what you got to do. I don't see necessarily as a bad thing. It's a perfect opportunity to see what days actually work. I mean, maybe they'll find out that Wednesdays are their low point and they move to a different day and it's a banger. Who knows?
Supposedly Friday night is when they're going to start doing their second show. So maybe this is an experiment of some sort.
Or it could be when Warner Media said, hey, we're moving your show to Friday nights this week.
Yeah, allegedly, supposedly.
We'll see. So we'll get to this week's injury report. Got a lot to talk about here. First up, we saw Chris Jericho on Dynamite with that elbow brace on his right arm. That's not for show. He actually does have a legit elbow injury. It says it's going to keep him out of major action for 4 to 6 weeks. Except Double or Nothing happens even before that. 4 to 6 weeks. So maybe he's just not going to take any big major bumps.
I didn't want to see him this week. I thought he should have stayed home.
I love that segment. I disagree with Daniel 100%.
I mean, it was cool. I don't hate it. It's just like why are you there? Like, why aren't you on the video screen? You're at home, but but you can talk to people. Like, I don't know why you had to be there. You could have sold the the mattress pad for an extra week.
Also, Orange Cassidy, legit getting knocked out during the match.
That was so scary.
Yeah. It looks like it was the power bomb that is what knocked him out, because he kind of landed awkward on that.
I didn't notice it until after that, power bomb, because Pac just kind of threw him off. I was like, is he dead? Like, what the fuck just happened? Did Pac just kill Orange Cassidy right in front of me? That was a little scary.
It was reported that he was just a little shaken up. Nothing really serious. He was socializing with people backstage after the show. Should be good to go for the triple threat match at Double or Nothing.
I didn't even know that he got injured. I'm going to have to Google it real quick.
He took a pretty vicious kick to the dome.
That, and then the sit down power bomb right afterwards.
I think he was already out. Or he was like pretty close to out. Like he didn't know where he was after that kick. I
think he might have been dazed, but he got up on his own. Well, you could see him moving his legs.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of injuries, Christopher Daniels, I showed you guys that pic, the aftermath. The stitches like right in the eye and the black eye in his left eye. I think he bled more than everybody else combined that bled and guts.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought it was
ridiculous.
Fake. I didn't think, or not fake, but I thought it was something. And then I saw his face. I was like, oh my God, he went head first into it.
Yeah, I guess that was Hardway. I mean, I don't know if he also bladed, or maybe it looked like he was bleeding in two places. I don't know. There was so much blood.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't remember him putting up his hand for when he hit the ring post.
Yep.
So maybe that ring post shot is what really busted him open the hard way, so to say.
That's rough. Feel better, CD. Hope that wasn't your last match, but if it was an awesome match.
He has talked about retiring, because he did say he was getting up there in age. He has somewhere between 50 and 51.
I think he's got some singles bangers left in him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could clearly still wrestle and can clearly still take a hell of a bump and lose a lot of blood and keep having a great match. So,
I will say this: I am glad. I was afraid when SCU lost the match and they were going to be forced to retire as a tag team. I was afraid somebody was going to turn on each other, but they didn't. They went classy. They had the emotional hug in the ring, and that was it.
There's still time. I mean, they can still do all this. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think. I would hope that that's not the end of it. It did seem a little weird that they just cut, to backstage right after that with crappy audio too. By the way,
yeah.
So I hope that it's not the last of that storyline. I'd like to talk to somebody who was there actually, see what actually happened to the audience.
What do you think about SCU retiring, Bryan?
I don't think Frankie is going to. I do think that Chris probably is. I think he's also part of the backstage crew.
He's a talent scout, pretty much, I believe.
Yeah. Whatever makes him happy is what I'm all for. I would love to see him have some great matches, because he was during that time when I wasn't really into watching wrestling at the time. But I do remember him when I used to get all the magazines, because all I had was, Raw, the WWE and WCW at the time, and occasional ECW. So I'd get all the magazines from the indies and everything else just to know who people were. And I'd read through them, and he kept coming up. But by the time that Ring of Honor, or not Ring of Honor, TNA came about, I kind of was already falling off where he is famous. So I would like to see what he has a little bit more. Oh, no.
Hi, everybody.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Orlando at large.
Yes.
So my dad's
so that-
flight got a little delayed, so I'm like trying to drive around Miami. So yay!
Sweet.
So this is a perfect timing because now we got the next topic. Darby Allin and Sting, it was reported, had gotten pulled over 3 times by the cops while filming AEW Revolution entrance.
I heard the reports. That's so strange.
Yeah, I guess it was like 2:30, 3 in the morning. Darby is out there, with the makeup and everything, skateboarding. So I guess just kind of, I guess good. The cops check to make sure everything's okay.
Somebody Karen called on him.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, there were no arrests, no tickets or anything.
I mean, it's their own fault. They got money. You should have a police escort and a permit, especially when you're filming at 2:00 in the morning. Come on, man. Be safe.
Or at least, alert the police station ahead of time. Hey, we're gonna be at this location filming something.
That's part of it. And then they'll show up because they'll.
So that's strange that like. Yeah, and it's strange that like Tony Khan didn't like give him the approval or like give him like something like that. I don't know.
So we'll move into the big news while we got Orlando here. I don't know if you're aware, Orlando. It's being reported, multiple sources. New Jack has passed away.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Did they say how?
Heart attack.
Allegedly.
And that's all the time that we have for Orlando today.
Jeez, that man.
Orlando has frozen in time.
And that's like the perfect picture for him.
Oh no, I'm not. Sorry. I'm just like trying to find a good parking spot. I don't know where to park. It's just like when you're in the airport and you're waiting for somebody. It's just it sucks.
There's something really relaxing to me actually about that drive. I don't know what it is. Like I just get really high and I'll drive to the airport and pick up whoever I'm getting and come back, and it's like a nice little journey. It's not a very nice journey. The airport's not in the best part of Memphis. It's not in the worst part of Memphis.
I mean, from what you've told me, like there's no good part of Memphis.
It's every other street.
The streets with barbecue joints on it. Those are your good places.
No. That's totally half and half.
No, the thing is
So
that
Daniel,
with my dad is that. Well, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, ask Daniel, what are your thoughts on New Jack? I know you were one of the bigger fans of him here in the group.
I mean, I'm a fan of the character and whether it's for good reasons or not. Like he is important to the history of wrestling, especially in the 90s, and as a member of ECW. Separate him, the human being, from him, the character, though, is kind of hard to do. I'm not sure about a lot of the things he did outside of the ring, and that's what's kind of funny is like people have a negative opinion of him because of the things he's done inside the ring to people that he's worked with, which is really which there's a lot of super gray areas for. I don't know a whole lot about what he's done outside of the ring. I don't know if he was like a cool guy amongst his friends or whatnot. He kind of really definitely lived between that shoot and character line very well to where you weren't ever quite sure whether he was being Jerome or he was being New Jack. So, I mean, I'm certainly sad that he died. He doesn't, deserve that. Although I think a lot of people are going to say that they don't necessarily feel sorry for him because of some of the things that he's done. And that's everyone's call to make individually. I'm just sad he's gone.
Yeah, I know he's been working the indies recently.
Well, they did do a Dark Side of the Ring of him, so check that out.
Yeah, he was on season 1, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Or was it season 2? I keep forgetting.
I think it's 2.
All right, so we'll move on to the next topic here. John Silver was doing an interview and was asked who could be the next breakout star that's currently on Dark? His answer kind of surprised me a little bit. I haven't seen Dark in a few weeks, so I'm not familiar with him. But John Schuyler is who thinks John Schuyler could be the next breakout star.
Wait, who?
John Schuyler.
I don't remember him.
Cool.
I don't think I've seen him. Probably have to check him out.
I mean, to be fair though, like I don't remember like a lot of the names, but just the faces. So I'm gonna have to Google him.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been a few weeks since I've seen Dark. Just being so busy.
Oh, I know who they're talking about. Who said that?
John Silver.
Well, we can't disappoint John Silver, so I'm gonna have to agree with him.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
Who am I to argue with?
So yes, because we're a part of the Dark Order, so join the Dark Order. So
he kind of looks like Matt Sydal.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna see a picture of him probably later on.
Well, cool. Let's pay attention to that guy. I'm going to go find all the matches that he's got on Dark for sure. After I watch 5 hours of New Jack matches tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Peacock does have a bunch of ECW stuff on there that even the network didn't have before. So,
Really?
And that's supposed to be the big thing of Peacock, because they have more space to upload a lot more stuff. So once they get they're gonna have all the stuff from the network on Peacock supposedly by end of August. So we will have all that plus more at that point.
I highly doubt they're going to be able to edit all that ECW material by then. But
wasn't he on MLW as well?
New Jack?
Yeah. Because I remember they were saying like MLW was like a mini ECW. So
kinda. As soon as
it was back in 2000, yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2001, whenever it was around.
Yeah, I think it was more like I remember like Steve Corino being a big part of it.
Raven was there.
Yeah, Francine was there for a hot minute.
Christopher Daniels was there.
Christopher Daniels was there.
CM Punk was there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember New Jack being in there because although they were the new ECW, it wasn't necessarily as hardcore, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll find out though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that he was in MLW.
Are you on pagematch.net?
No, I just Googled New Jack and MLW, nothing like that.
He was in TNA for like a couple months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least he was there when the Dudleys was there. That was cool. Dudleys were there.
Mm-hmm.
How was his match on the 4th?
Horrible.
Or on the 8th, rather.
No, it was horrible. He came in late. He was clearly. He said after the match that he'd been up all night doing coke and he hadn't slept yet, which would make sense because he looked pretty out there when he walked through the curtains, and it was just sad. Honestly, I was really looking forward to seeing him, but he could barely move around, and they were just kind of standing right in front of him and taking some really obvious shots and stuff. It was pretty sad.
Mm.
ICW no holds barred.
Mm-hmm.
It was a drag. Rest in peace.
Next up,
there's the pen somewhere in there about that.
Next up, they wrote into the storyline that MJF had Santana arrested. News on why he was not there was that he was actually feeling ill, and they told him to stay home just as a precaution.
Well, I hope he's okay. I feel like
Who's this? I'm sorry.
Santana.
Oh, right. Because they're saying he
wasn't
got deported or whatever.
He's had a rough go of it lately. I think he just recently lost a family member and getting sick and stuff. And, keep Santana in your thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next up, as we wrap up the last two topics here, we're glad you can join us for this one, Orlando. Dynamite going back on tour in July, various Florida and Texas states. And our boy here, Orlando, will be at the Miami show.
I'm sorry. I just told my friend that I got my tickets from Miami, and he's so excited too. So, yay!
Are you going alone or are you going with a friend?
No, I'm going with my friend. So,
Nice.
no, it's strange. They're doing it at it's not the usual one that they did last time they came down here. They're going to now a theater. So it's it looks like it's going to be like almost like Davy's Place kind of setup. So it's like, like where the ring is, and then like they have like the entrance,
Yeah.
and then they don't have anybody behind. So they'll just like the fans will be like watching from like a front. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So almost like the same structure as like Davy's Place. So I don't know if maybe they like that structure. So
I could see it also be easier to not have COVID in.
Yeah.
So.
That's good. That's true. I'm excited. July 7th. I need July 7th to be here so I can see.
It makes me wonder if they're even going to try to like use certain arenas because they're not sure if they're going to be able to fill them up quite yet. For certain things, like they probably don't want to pay the extra money for something that's like a 10 or 15,000 seater. I don't know. I'm not a business guy when it comes to wrestling.
Maybe
Well,
also
also
more
depending-
amphitheaters.
But also it's depending on how much the venue is charging too,
Right.
So,
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
So yes. So that's probably why, like maybe, I don't know what's the decision when it came to WWE where they pushed it to decide to do it now on July 16th, whereas they were thinking about doing it after SummerSlam. So I don't know, maybe something like now that there's certain places that are now open. So I'm just thinking that maybe that's what's happening. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and we'll see. Last bit that I got planned for us. Spotted in the crowd. Who knows if she signed a contract?
Oh, no, we're
Shine's
not. No.
Shine Nova champion Natalia Markova.
Where's Aaron? Where you at, Aaron? Yes, I think she's on Dark this week.
That face that Bryan's doing right now.
No, I'm just listening. I'm good.
She's a good wrestler.
Okay.
I've never seen her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's pretty impressive. Her finishing kicks are pretty ridiculous.
May have to
Very
check her
similar.
out.
Very similar to the Haluma kick.
Ah.
Shout out to FM Podcast.
Oh wait, is that the one that you posted a picture of recently? Okay. Gotcha.
With the Shawn Michaels belt situation.
Okay, gotcha. That explains it.
Hey, she's cool. I mean, maybe she can have a tag team with Layla Hirsch and they can be like the Russian Mafia or some shit. I don't know. It'd be cool.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
nothing wrong with that.
We need some female tag teams in AEW. I don't think we have any.
Yeah, especially since Eva Elise is no longer there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Big Swole and Red Velvet are kind of a tag team, and
Yeah, but
Who
they're
was
just
also-
kind of a tag team.
Can I
Like, they
just
don't have
say
a
that
name.
team makes no sense?
who?
Reds are Big Red Swole. Big Swole and Red
Red
Velvet
Swole.
don't make any sense.
It's my stripper name.
No, I mean, like they're good friends with Brandy, and they have respect for each other. I mean, I haven't really watched Dark because maybe there's a story because in Dark probably that's why. I don't know.
It's not many. It's not a lot of story going on in Dark. Not much. It's usually pretty lighthearted stuff.
Like
So
if you missed a week, you're fine.
Although I really am a huge fan of the Peter Avalon, Caesar Bononi, and JD Drake crew with what's his name?
Nemeth,
Ryan Nemeth.
They're so weird together, though, but it kind of seems like they fit. It's so
It's fucking
strange.
great, though. It's so silly, but I love it.
It's the Odysseys 2.0.
Yeah, because like what's his name? JD, I think it is. He's like a wrestler, and so like with them three, where they're like characters, it like kind of works out. And I saw his match where he was like all dressed up, like not his typical wrestling gear in Dark.
He looks so uncomfortable. I actually I just watched a really good match with JD Drake and Bryan Pillman Jr. on Independent Wrestling TV. I can't remember what the promotion was, but if you guys definitely check it out because JD was amazing.
He's
Bryan,
awesome.
as always, is amazing. So
He was just
definitely check that out.
He was just in a title match 2 weeks ago. I can't remember who he fought and what the championship was for, but
It was with Darby.
no, it wasn't on AEW. It was one of the indies.
Okay.
Limitless Wrestling. That's what it was on. Limitless
Yes.
Wrestling.
Limitless Wrestling is hilarious. If you've never watched Limitless Wrestling on IWTV, you should. They have some ridiculous characters. It is pretty absurd. I like it a lot. I think they're from Maine.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Your Mouth, I believe, is where they do most of their shows.
They're a little weird up there in Maine. I like it though.
So before we go, we'll talk about one other indie show. I had Earl Joseph of New Wave Pro Wrestling on.
Hey,
We talked about this show coming up right here, right now. It's $10 if you're in the Indiana area.
$10
National
show.
Guard area.
That's awesome.
As you can see, Mike Bennett, formerly Mike Kanellis of WWE, he's in it. There's a couple other teams. There's one
guy Jordan Oliver on there.
Yes. There's a tag team that I want to check out. It's pretty funny. They're a comedy tag team called the Pop Tart Foundation. Combination Pop Tarts. Combination Pop Tarts and Heart Foundation.
Yes.
Oh my god. Wait, is this going to be on YouTube? I want to watch it now.
It's going to be on IWTV.
What Pop Tart
IWTV,
Foundation
okay.
versus Petty and Pink? Give it to me.
There's
Petty
also
and Pink?
Petty and Pink, they're amazing, Orlando. I'll send you a link.
there's another tag team as well. Oh wait, nope. This is a different promotion I was thinking of. The other promotion we did something with New York Championship Wrestling. They have a tag team called the Stepdads, and it's exactly what you're picturing: dad jokes, the sweater vests.
Yes.
Oh my god, no.
I'm
I
here for
bet
it.
you they're heels, right? They're heels, right?
I'm not sure, but
If
I
I
know
didn't have to drive
when they
15 hours
start-
to get there.
when they start up
Unbelievable.
again, I'll be there.
Ridiculous.
Oh my god. I gotta watch this now. Okay. I may have to check it out.
Yeah, but I guess
Oh my
New Wave Pro also has like a weekly episodic show as well, and I think they got like 20 shows on IWTV.
I'm gonna mix some of that in tonight with my IWTV viewing. So I'm gonna watch some Limitless. We'll watch some New Wave Pro. We'll watch some New South also. I'm really enjoying their shows. Those are cool. I like the SW Fury shows also. You can get those on Fight for free.
Oh,
So much good independent wrestling.
I like how nobody's talking about SmackDown right now.
And
well,
it's
I'm
on
on the
while we're.
road, so
I mean, I got a
I'm
recording.
This is
yeah,
our wrestling
I have it recording
podcast.
as well. You know, I have it recording because I have to pick up my dad. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting. I'll probably be watching it. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
This
I
man
don't,
took
no.
care of you for how
He took-
many years?
No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Yes. No, I have to pick up. Yes. No, I love my dad so much. You know, I'll be watching SmackDown while I'm working. So when I'm working tonight, hopefully it gets out so I can. Yeah. I need a nap.
Is your work hiring? Asking for a friend.
I just realized.
All right, that's enough shenanigans for one night. We'll end it here. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at BuckleBombENT. Hit that subscribe button or that follow button. Hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Also, check out our merch store, shopbucklebomb.com. Sunday night, as WWE airs their Backlash pay-per-view, we will have a new shirt design dropping. Don't forget to check that out. Also,
Nice.
also Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing a Backlash prediction preview show.
Are we doing one for Impact too?
I'm not available tomorrow, so if you guys want to do one, feel free.
I'm good.
We'll talk about that later. How about that?
Yeah, we'll talk. We might talk about that later.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else want to throw out their socials?
DMC Grizzle, still waiting on a challenger to my belt.
Ooh.
Book events.
Nobody better not take that belt. It belongs to
peace, New
Buckle
Jack.
Bomb, D Grizzle. Nobody mess with D Grizzle.
And I am Bryan Bella, BBE, and I like how the bottoms are at the bottom.
Say what you want. Anyways, you can follow me at Twitter at Orly1985_BBE. Go ahead and give me a follow.
And also, if you want to follow my personal Twitter, which I guess I'll try to follow. I guess I'll try to get more follows. It's at The Real Sarah BBE. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
So
Bye.